Greetings YouTube. I want to make a video series on my experience in the Classical Shield Arena on LiChess. The Classical Shield Arena is a classical tournament, which means longer time control, although it's still pretty quick, 20 minutes with a 10-second delay that they have on LiChess once a month, and whoever wins has to try to hold their title the next month. It's a grueling 10-hour tournament, and I will let you know that I did not stay for the whole 10 hours. I played 24 games, and it was pretty grueling, and I played for about 6 hours, and then I thought, you know what, I'd be better off going taking a walk, going to a yoga class, playing 24 potentially 40-minute or more long games is in a row. It's just exhausting. So without further ado, let's get into the first game. So I said without further ado, but I lied. Real quick, I'll put the time you can skip to if you want to skip the whole preamble. But what was I going to say? No, I don't even remember. Oh yeah, my first 8 games were pretty easy because I was starting with a provisional rating, as you can see up here, of 1500. So I got off to a great start, and in fact, for a brief moment in time, I was first place in the tournament. But more interesting is the games, so let's just jump into them. First 8 games, I'm actually going to do 8 games in one video, so I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. So my opponent's rated 1501, and he's just jumping in for a quick attack on f7. Really, this bishop out here in the Sicilian is usually not such a great plan. That is to say, the Sicilian where Black has yet to commit the e-pawn, because now I can just play e6, threatening the knight. He has to protect the knight. And oh yeah, you know what? Let me go to analysis board, as I'm sure even in these games where I was winning, I missed something. So I castled. I could also play d5 right away, but now I play d5. Jumping in, attacking the bishop. Ideas of pushing this pawn and this pawn. I was pretty nervous actually because it was my first game. Castles, b5. See if I missed anything. No, didn't miss anything. Yeah, he's in some trouble here. Although I wouldn't think 6.4 of trouble. Let's see. Yeah, his queen is kind of short of squares, but why is it the end of the world? Well, he's losing at least the exchange because of all the pressure on this pawn. He sacks his queen, but really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Queen e7 would have been better. I'm just going to go through this pretty quick. So, yeah. And he resigns after making his move. So this game was pretty easy, so it's off to a pretty good start. Let's pause real quick and I'll show you the next. Here's the second game in the Classical Arena. I did Berserk this game. For those who aren't familiar with LiChess, Berserk means you give up half your time and 100% of your increment, so you'll no longer get increment. And I told myself, I want to play as good quality chess as possible. I don't really want to berserk, but when you're faced with a very low-rated opponent, and yeah, you want to get to first place in the score, in the standings, it's very tempting to do that. And I did berserk. I don't remember how many of my games. I think about a third of them, and some of those I went on to regret. So here we have a Scandinavian. This game was very quick. This is pretty much the standard recipe when you're avoiding knight c3, and instead of playing knight f3, you want to kick the queen with c4, get a big space advantage on the queen side. So this is already a pretty big mistake. You should go back to d7 or even d8, probably d7, that we can castle queen side. Instead he comes here, just allowing me to kick him some more. I kick the knight. He's probably, if I recall right, he castles. No, he doesn't castle. But now I'm just winning that knight. He should castle, or he can actually do this. This is pretty common. save the knight this way, not this way. But white still has a nice edge. Instead, this is natural. Natural, that is, if you don't notice you're losing a piece. He's trying to get at this square, but I have a check, win the knight, and yeah, this is a very bad situation here because castling is just not safe. I take the pawn, and after he takes, can you see the move? Bam. He's losing the queen, or he's getting mated, and in the game he got mated. So that's a fun little miniature. So here we are in our third game against Dennis Rock. I decided to berserk again. I figured I would berserk against opponents lower than 1800, although that did come back to haunt me because some people who are 1700 in classical, especially if it's just a provisional rating, turns out they were like 2100 in blitz, so I could have really used the extra time. But in this one I felt pretty confident. I have another accelerated dragon, captures prematurely on c6. Computer says knight f6. What's up with that? Oh, right. I don't have to worry about that advance. Okay, keep that in mind next time someone plays this subpar system against me. Instead I played e6. Usually you don't want to combine e6 and g6. But in this case, white's already given up his strong knight. This bishop is blunted. And I'm going to get d5 in no matter what. So castles, fianchetto, and get d5 in. Trades the bishop, which, if you look at the pawns, they're almost all on light square, so I'm more than happy to trade these guys off. Yeah, I actually thought for probably a minute or two here about either putting the knight here or here. Computer likes e7, and it's probably the better move because, yeah, here just allows white to really, when you're higher rated, you don't want to allow your opponent to trade too many pieces. And I just thought, oh, well, the knight is better here. He can come here. But this is the type of position. Black has a nice stable edge. He can put his rooks on the b file, pushes a pawn. I'll try to have a kind of mini minority attack, super minority, if you can call it that. Obviously, I can't put the rook here right now. But yeah, you don't want to allow white to trade too many pieces because then black won't have an advantage. In fact, who knows, in some endgames, white will have an advantage because he has 3-1 on the queen side. Or you could say maybe 2-1 because these guys kind of cancel each other out. But okay, knight f6. He correctly attacks, pins the knight, and yeah, pretty much forced to play knight h5. I suppose I could play knight e8, but probably amounts to the same thing. And f4 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Allows my knight into this nice square. Attacking the b pawn. Queen c7 better. Okay. Overall, I played this game pretty well. Just don't want any. Just wanted to take this guy. You know, if I try to be cute and play some other move, you know, say h5. Why can I not make a move? Oh, because my computer is slow. Hopefully that didn't affect the audio. When it comes to passed pawns that are pretty far advanced, don't get cute, just take it right away. So that's what I did. Okay, my computer is again, well, again, I have to listen to the audio on this. Hopefully it's not affecting it. So I grab another pawn. Why not? Just got to be careful not to get forked. And it's d4. Yep, d4. And yeah, here he just blunders a rook and resigns. So that one wasn't particularly exciting, but just a nice example of how to play if white doesn't really know what to do against the accelerated dragon. You may note I skipped a game because my opponent simply didn't play. And that was cool because I berserked the game, so I got bonus points for that. Not rating points, but tournament points. Okay, we got a Semi-Slav and b3. Don't actually remember this one that well. think maybe computer saying bishop b4, and I kind of remember that, but I just played bishop d6. And, okay. So far, oh, I didn't berserk this one because my opponent was rated in the 1900s, so I didn't know how strong he was. But after c5, I thought, okay, this guy's not that strong. Because c5, it totally throws away all the tension that white has in the center, and black now has a clear plan, which I've already been building up to with these moves to push e5. So I drop the bishop back and get my e5 break in right away. And now you'll note before this bishop was a pretty bad piece, which is sometimes a problem in Semi-Slav, but here both bishops are aiming at the white king side. And indeed, I got a nice king side attack in this game. So you'll note, now it's white's pieces that are kind of discombobulated over here on the queen side. So this knight is not a good piece, so typical idea is you reposition it over to the king side for attacking purposes. So that's what I started to do. And white is moving in the wrong direction. I'm not really sure what he should do. Computer is saying prepare for the king side onslaught. It also suggested a4. I mean, white really has to get something going on the queen side, although it's probably too slow in lieu of my king side activity. But knight b3 is just not in the spirit of the position. Played h5. Let's see. Computer recommends queen d7, but I thought, I just want to attack. I want to kill this guy. If he doesn't accept the sacrifice, which he probably shouldn't, I get this nice square, and I can also maybe keep pushing the pawn up the board, but he does take it. But now, yeah, I played almost perfect this game, so this is great. Now I just get a ready-made attack on the king side, which he shouldn't ignore. Engine's recommending f4. I shouldn't take it. I would think to take it. And I play rook h6. Allows queen to take, and white has his own pressure. Okay, but white is oblivious to this threat and just goes ahead on the queen side. But now, yeah, and here he actually sacrifices the queen, which Engine said is the best move, because if he moves the queen here, let's see, oh, queen h4. Yeah, this is a slaughter. So he actually sacks the queen, but I'm still attacking. And the end is pretty. And yeah, here he resigns. So it's a nice attacking game. Okay, we got another hyper accelerated dragon here. This time my opponent plays the queen takes d4 variation, which is kind of fun to play in online games because a lot of people will just see this rook in the corner and think, oh, I bet he hasn't thought of queen takes d4, but of course you've thought of it. Not to say I haven't got totally smashed as black in this game. Actually, later in the tournament, I believe I had a very poor showing against this variation. It's very tricky, but I think knight c3 is standard. Although I have seen this bishop f4 move before. And the point is you break in the center with d5 right away. Otherwise, white will just kill you. And then you attack the queen right away. So this is a gambit line, a cake, but this is known to be pretty good for black. This queen is awkward. You're getting you're castling. You're bringing your rook to the center, and yeah. I'll look at this in more depth in my loss later. So instead he goes back to e3, and I'm sure I made some mistakes here because it's finally raining. Hopefully it'll finish by tomorrow. I gotta date it noon tomorrow. I don't know. I got my door open. I don't know if you can hear the nice rain in the background. You really needed it. Anyway, I went in for the attack right away. Engine saying I should just castle, get out of dodge. Now I do castle. Bishop b4. What's up with that? c3. Wow, just ignore it and castle. I guess a knight getting into this square is just. Let's look at this line just for kicks. If he takes, yeah, knight takes. But which knight? Oh, first we take here. Wow, computer's saying queen e3. Wow, sacrificing everything. And rook e8. Okay, pretty convincing. This is all hard for humans to see quickly, but this is just some of the ways that white can get crushed in this line. Instead I castle, which is still fine. And yeah. What did I do here? Oh, I can sack my queen? Really? Some fantastic lines here. This is the type of variation where you're gonna miss stuff. It's oh, mate in two, brutal double. Oh wow, this holds classic. Oh nice, that would have been really pretty if I saw that. There's just so many tactics in these positions. So instead I threw away 10 points worth of advantage, but still should be enough to win. Here he should castle. He should just get out, but he doesn't see the danger. And yeah, now he's not castling, obviously. Yeah, he's just hanging his rook here. And here he resigns. Okay, this is either game 5 or 6. I believe 5. And here we got a Caro-Kahn. I play the two knights, and e6 is not a move I'm super familiar with. So I just, wow. It's funny, the computer says this is great for black. White has almost no advantage. That's really strange, because computers usually love development. And this is kind of like a Semi-Slav, but white's already got the break e4. Well, okay, it's nothing like Semi-Slav, because of the knight here. Anyway, bishop b4. And I push past in the center. Obviously, he's going to play c5 soon. Break the pin because, yeah, this is my bad bishop, so I'm happy to trade it. b3, maybe he's trying to trade bishops here. Oh, we got some spectators commenting. I forgot what rank I was at this point, but definitely in the top 5, so I already had some spectators on my game. Yeah, okay, nothing too much to comment on yet. What the hell? Computer is stuck. I hope the audio is recording okay. I'm not sure whether this is Chrome that's stuck or the CPU. Oh, duh, it's this is not what happens. Somehow I got a okay, knight f6 was what was played. The computer says he should play this. So this is a computer line. Whoops. He played knight f6. Allows me to kick him with tempo. And yeah, I did not play knight e2, did I? Should have played knight e2. This is what I was thinking about playing, but I played g3 first. Now I played knight e2. But he doesn't capture, fortunately, so I'm able to reinforce my center. And now this is kind of like a French, advanced French, except that kind of have an extra tempo because he played c6 and then c5. On the other hand, I've spent this tempo, but it seems useful to me. So nothing much to comment on yet. H4. Yeah, I don't play advanced French, or I'm not really familiar with these ideas. H4 makes some sense. I thought, yeah, probably shouldn't trade queens. My queen is maybe better than his. Again, I don't play this opening, so I was a little uncomfortable with all this pressure. I thought, okay, if I trade queens, then I can kind of unjumble but he's maybe even more jumbled than me. Bring a rook to the d file. I don't have to worry about this pawn. I wonder about rook b1. Is this good? Yeah, looks fine. Anyway, this is not the end of the world. He trades queens and tries to break the center with f6. And I played knight f4 pretty quickly. Not really calculating much. It just looks intuitively right to hit this weak square. Plays knight b6. And yeah, my play's pretty good so far. Oh yeah, I was really happy with this game actually. I remember this game now. Better is simple development, rook e1. Yeah, I just have a nice initiative. He's got these center pawns, that's true, but yeah, I had a nice initiative this whole game. I was really happy with this game. And then I managed to win one or two more games in this tournament, and then things started to go downhill. So let's look at this real quick. Didn't really want to trade this knight, but there's this pressure here. Engine recommends knight c1, but no way I'm playing that. I thought, I guess he can get away with taking this pawn. I thought I'd kind of psych him out, see if he'd be too afraid of this to take here. And fortunately for me, he was. Now I kick him back. And now, yeah, this knight is terrible. Almost pretty much all of my pieces are better than all of his pieces. So, yeah, I was really happy with this game out of the opening. Rook e1 finally. He goes back with a rook. But what was the problem with this again? Knight d7 is bad. Best move is knight c6. I thought about knight c6, but I thought, should I really cash out this early just to win a pawn? Oh, knight e6. Okay, I'm not just winning a pawn. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3 little. Oh, I don't want to say 3 little Indians. I shouldn't say that. Okay. So that's a cute thing I missed. Taking here and taking here with all of black's minor pieces hanging. Instead, I hit the rook, and yeah, I was still pretty pleased with my game. Bishop e3, h3, excuse me. I can't take the knight because of this threat, and oh yeah, and here he just blunders a piece, and he kind of struggles on for a few more moves, but resigns. I think he resigns here, yeah. So I was pretty happy with this game. Not greatly played by my opponent, but not. But I only missed one real tactic and kept the initiative. So let me go on to the next game. This will be a quick one. My opponent played really terrible here. It's a I don't know what to call this move. I was going to say it's a Petrov, where instead of knight f6, he plays bishop c5, but this is really bad. He's losing the pawn, and I'm getting d4 in. Yeah, Engine says just make a gambit of it. At least you have development, but still this is great for white. Instead, yeah, he plays queen e7, d4. Okay, if I take, he can take here. So Engine says just play knight f6, but he checks me, and yeah, this is pretty much game over already, and black resigns. Okay, last game was pretty terribly played. Now we got f4 Sicilian. Just strike in the center right away with d5. He takes, trying to get the pawn back, and I'm making gambit of it. I'm not usually a big gambiteer, but this is if white takes, black has a nice lead development, and these pawns are looking pretty dumb, blocking both of his bishops. So black has more than enough compensation. Instead, he plays d4, and yeah, I have a nice lead development now. Yeah, I played a bad move here. This is one of my weaknesses. I'm kind of chicken shit sometimes, and I'm like, well, I got a nice advantage. Let me trade queens. But I shouldn't. Yeah, a master, well, strong master would never trade queens in this position. This is not the right idea. I mean, I'm amazed engine gives me +4. That's more than I thought. But I'm castling. I'm going to attack him in the center. I'm going to want my queen around. So, okay, this was. You could call this a blunder. I would call it a blunder. Computer only calls it a mistake. But of course, I'm still totally winning. But why make it easier for him? Don't go. Yeah, again, aggression. This move, not aggressive enough. Let's just look at some lines here. Knight d3. Oh yeah, this is yeah much better than what I did. So knight b6 not as good, but now he gives me this for some reason. It's really strange on LiChess. Sometimes you get opponents. Well, I guess this guy's rating's provisional. Sometimes you get people in the 1900s who are pretty strong, or at least know a thing or two. And then other times you get people who just play like this. So, I mean, this is great. I'm getting all my pieces coming in, killing him, and he resigns here. Okay, so that's it for my first 8 games. My next videos will probably be 4 games each because the quality of the games gets much higher. Well, at least on my opponent's part, not necessarily on my part. It's an interesting tournament, again, 24 games. I did play 2 cheaters, people who were ultimately flagged and banned for cheating, which was a little demoralizing. It's just not fun to play against a cheater, and it kind of takes the wind out of your sails. The next game, which I'll show you, where I had a nice rating, nice score, won 8 in a row, 9 if you include the game where the guy didn't show up. I thought I got this. I was playing only an 1800 player, but I just totally fucked up the opening. There was also like 30 or 40 spectators since I was in first at this point, so it's pretty embarrassing to get smashed in front of all those people. Although in the grand scheme of things, 30 strangers on the internet watching is no big deal. So I will show you that game next, but for now I'm going to take a break and post this one. See you soon.